Right now at 10, authorities released the name of the man who was murdered in Trempealeau County last month.
And local outdoor facilities are approved to be repaired.
Plus, UWL's band prepares for their upcoming concerts.
Watching WKDT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown. The Trempealeau County Sheriff's Office has released the name of the victim from a May homicide. The Sheriff's Office named 36-year-old Kyle Dahl as the man killed in Ettrick. Police found him around 8:30 p.m. May 15th between Highway 53 and County Road TT. A person of interest is currently in custody on unrelated charges. The Sheriff's Office is asking for help getting surveillance and dash cam videos from that night between 7 and 9 p.m. between Galesville and Blair. If you have any information, we'll have the Sheriff's Office contact information on our website.
A local business in downtown Chippewa Falls is severely damaged after an apartment collapse Monday night. Chippewa Falls PD got a call on the 100 block of North Bridge Street when an apartment caved into the Iris boutique below it. According to a Facebook post, the owner says no one was in the store or apartment during the collapse. The windows blew out and the back end of the building is a total loss. The cause of the collapse is under investigation.
One of the men involved in a 2001 homicide will be released from prison early. Then 15-year-old Timothy Goyette was one of 4 teenagers convicted for a gang-related intentional homicide. As part of a plea deal, Goyette was sentenced to 25 years in prison and 10 years of extended supervision. In court today, Judge Gloria Doyle agreed to let Goyette serve the remainder of his prison sentence on extended supervision.
A Black River Falls man is charged with 6 counts related to an alleged kidnapping and sexual assault. According to the criminal complaint, 52-year-old Paul Sylvester was waiting outside a Sparta bar for his ex-girlfriend to leave. When she got in her car, he allegedly got into the passenger seat and told her to drive away. The victim then tried to pepper spray Sylvester, which he took and used on her. He then took control of the vehicle and drove outside of town where he broke her phone and glasses, then went to take her to a remote wooded area where he sexually assaulted her and left her there. The next morning, the woman was discovered by a passerby walking along a road. Sylvester is held on a $750,000 cash bond. If convicted, he faces a max of over 90 years in jail. He'll be back in court June 10th.
Several La Crosse residents face eviction over a dispute between the city of La Crosse and a mobile home park. 6 homes in Rivercrest Mobile Home Park could be evicted because of how close they are to the Pamel Creek Canal. The city owns the land and leases it to Rivercrest Village Partners, who use it as a mobile home park. But last fall, the city decided this would be their last year leasing the land, as they needed to put a buffer zone between homes and the canal.
And that's needed for maintenance and for the possibility that it could fail, and that someone who is located too close to the wall could, of course, experience property damage or even personal injury.
Now, there are a number of homes already within that buffer zone that will be forced to move out by the end of the month if a solution isn't reached. Newman has introduced a resolution to extend that lease for another year. La Crosse's City Council will consider the resolution on Thursday, June 13th.
The Eau Claire Area School District is putting a referendum on the upcoming November ballot. The school board has approved a question asking the district for an $18 million levy increase each year for the next 4 school years to maintain operations. The referendum will specify the funds will be used to continue education programs, elementary reading, behavioral and mental health resources, school safety, and sustaining the student-to-staff ratios. Voters will see that question on their ballot November 5th.
A Western Wisconsin state senator says the state has fallen too far behind in reproductive health care. State Senator Brad Pfaff and Senate Minority Leader Diane Hesselbein joined community members for a roundtable in La Crosse, focusing on postpartum care. Federal law has states allow Medicaid to cover 60 days of postpartum health care. Pfaff says the Senate passed a bill almost unanimously last session that would have extended postpartum care for a year, but Assembly Speaker Robin Vos refused to bring it to the floor. He says the legislature needs to be doing more for women in Wisconsin.
Pass legislation to codify Roe v. Wade into state statute We definitely need to move forward to protect privacy and the right to contraceptive services. And we need to make sure that we provide Medicaid for women in postpartum.
Wisconsin's Department of Health Services says postpartum complications disproportionately affect more women of color. Experts say extending Medicaid coverage can help new parents with depression and other health issues.
Well, earlier this evening, we saw a wave of storms coming our way. They are touching down, Greg.
They're getting close. They're slowing down. And really, we did have a little bit of a severe threat earlier with some gusty winds that got up to about 40 to 50 miles per hour, even had a 65.1 in Iowa. But right now, I think it's the rainfall. Some of that light purple is 1.5 inches over the last 3 hours. We've seen some rain rates as much as a 1/2 inch in about 30 minutes, too. That's probably going to be a bigger threat. So some localized, maybe urban flooding or poor drainage areas, something to keep in mind of. It's slowly progressing. It's hitting Eau Claire. It'll get here in La Crosse, and then southwest Wisconsin's probably got about another hour to come. But that's really, I think, the bigger threat than anything else right now. As we look at the line, is just about ready to hit La Crosse here in the next few moments. Then as we look at overall, that is the trend. It will weaken still and then become just general light rain overnight and then eventually wrap up as we get closer to the morning commute. But it's going to be cloudy, light rain, especially as you go further north. Temperature staying still in the 50s, but we will see sun as we start the day on Wednesday. Some more storms we got tracking for the afternoon, but the bigger picture will also be some wind that will eventually go in from Wednesday into Thursday, along with less humidity and almost unseasonably cool conditions too. I'll kind of explain all that a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, a lot to break down. Thank you, Greg. Well, amid resident calls for public facility repairs, the city of La Crosse is poised to invest in several capital projects over the next year.
News 8 Now's Jeremy Wall joins us with the latest. Jeremy.
Ken and Emily, the city's Board of Park Commissioners in 2020 approved funding requests to repair Forest Hills tennis courts and the Northside Community Pool. Officials are now considering adding the projects to the capital budget, a decision that would cost $1.5 million.
Julie Nelson used to use the Northside Community Pool.
My kids have long outgrown that. When I was working at Northside, we took a field trip there and the kids just had a ball. They were so well entertained.
She feels upgrades to the pool should be a priority.
This is a low-income area of town, and children, to use the cliche, are the future. If we get good kids going right now, they will become successful citizens later on.
The project proposal would upgrade its mechanical system, add a roof, and replace the liner, a $900,000 price tag. The Forest Hills plan would cost $600,000 to rebuild 4 tennis courts. Jacob Hebing plays tennis there several times a week. He says the cracks cause a health concern.
Maybe a little rolled ankle or so. It definitely plays a part in playing tennis because the ball hits a crack, it either pops up or it changes the spin a lot.
Sally Rude is the secretary and treasurer for the Cooley Region Tennis Association. She says the conditions are causing groups to go across town just to find a playable surface.
Social groups have moved elsewhere to play at other courts. We still play at Forest Hills on the 2 better courts, but the 4 other ones, when we're there, we hardly see anybody there.
The City Planning Commission voted this week 4-3 against adding the projects to the budget. The next budget meeting is Monday, June 17th. Ken and Emily.
All right, thank you, Jeremy.
Winona State University is boosting its diversity and inclusion efforts. They have hired Mohammed Ahmed as the Associate VP for Equity and Inclusive Excellence and Chief Diversity Officer. According to the university, Ahmed's role will be to evaluate progress in closing the equity gaps and to enhance inclusivity at the university. He's served similar roles at other universities across the country. He says he looks forward to creating an environment where everyone thrives and feels valued. He'll begin his role July 8th.
The La Crosse Concert Band kicked off rehearsals this evening for their upcoming concert series at Riverside Park. The free performances will be on Wednesday evenings throughout June and July. They will perform their first of 7 concerts on Wednesday, June 12th, beginning at 7 p.m. at night. Each concert will begin with the Star-Spangled Banner and will include children marches. The La Crosse Concert Band has been performing every year since 1930 and offers a wide range of genres and even opportunities to learn something new.
Our mission is to be educational as well as entertaining, so we want people to appreciate all kinds of different music. And as I said, it is traditional wind band music, but we have a lot of variety, a lot of opportunities to learn something new and expand your horizons.
Each concert runs about an hour, and patrons are welcome to bring their own food and beverages to the show.
President Biden announces plans for the southern border.
How he plans on solving the migrant crisis when we come back.
Every week it costs more to feed my family. Prices are just out of control.
Boy, inflation is really hurting us. It's got to stop.
Career politicians like Biden and Baldwin just don't get it. They're making things harder for folks here in Wisconsin. By stopping the crazy spending that caused inflation and cutting red tape, we can bring prices down. It's time for a change. I'm Eric Hovde. I approve this message. I'll get the job done for Wisconsin families.
Our hearing connects us with people, and when that bridge is broken, our job is to help people with that hearing loss and reconnect them back with their lives again. We really feel that better hearing is a better life.
Better Hearing Center, 11th and Main on Alaska, next to St. Pat's Church.
Story of a kinesiotherapist who rehabbed his golf game.
I love golf. I have always played golf.
Until he started having some mulligan-level foot pain.
Well, the golf game starts down with the feet, and if you don't have good support, you probably won't have a good golf swing.
So he got fitted for Good Feet arch supports.
It made a world of difference.
Any advice for your fellow Lynxmen?
2 words, the Good Feet store. How many words is that?
Try them for yourself with a free fitting at the Good Feet store.
President Biden addressed one of his most pressing political liabilities, the migrant crisis, ahead of the November election. Biden unveiling sweeping changes to the decades-old asylum system.
The rate of illegal crossings has fallen from its peak this past winter, but remains historically high. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand has more from the White House.
With agents overwhelmed on the southern border, President Biden announced plans for sweeping new restrictions on migrants seeking asylum at the U.S.-Mexico border.
To protect America as a land that welcomes immigrants, we must first secure the border and secure it now.
The plan would allow immigration officials to quickly deport migrants who enter the U.S. without an asylum appointment when the weekly average of illegal daily entries exceeds 2,500. The move comes months before Election Day and follows the collapse of a bipartisan border security deal. President Biden argues congressional inaction left him no choice.
I'm moving past Republican obstruction and using the executive authorities available to me as president to do what I can on my own to address the border.
Republicans, including Texas Governor Greg Abbott, argue the new policy comes too late and doesn't go far enough.
After the first 2,500, they say that they will stop providing asylum, but they don't say they will stop illegal immigration from coming across the border.
Joanna Williams, who runs the Keno Border Initiative serving migrants in Nogales, Mexico, spoke to CBS News' Lilia Luciano.
Different policies of deterrence have been in effect for over 20 years here at the border, and what they lead to is an increase in deaths. Their other option is to try to go out into the desert and avoid finding Border Patrol, and this is 2 days before our first heat wave of the summer.
With the most recent numbers showing an average of 3,800 illegal border crossings a day, the new action is set to take effect right away. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Washington.
The American Civil Liberties Union says it will sue the Biden administration over the executive action on immigration, calling a ban on asylum illegal.
Well, it seems like every teen spends a good amount of time online nowadays.
But internet addiction can affect other parts of their lives.
Once the storms end tonight or this tomorrow morning, we still got decreasing humidity for tomorrow. That's the good news, but we still got some storms in the afternoon we're going to track out, along with some windy conditions for your Thursday. I'll break all that down coming up on your first warm weather update after the break.
Make dinner good tonight with Hardee's new tender platters. Crunchy, juicy chicken dipped in buttermilk and hand-breaded, served with garlic toast, fries, slaw, and an ice-cold drink. Delicious, down to the very last crumb. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
I always knew that I wanted to be a mom, and choosing that it was the right time was just a really exciting moment. It turned out that my baby had a diagnosis that would be incompatible with life. It wasn't just that my baby wasn't going to survive, but I was at risk for hemorrhaging when I delivered.
I met with my doctor and we went over the risks and benefits. I made a really informed decision, just like you would for any other procedure you're going to have. I'm a nurse and I'm an example of a woman who had to have a procedure to be able to save my life and to not watch my baby die. And now Donald Trump supports laws that could take that procedure away across this country.
54 years they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it.
Without that procedure, I would not have been able to get pregnant again. But the good news is, a year later, I had my son. If Trump gets elected again, I fear for women.
ABPAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Here's to the farm and fleet dads, the ones who work hard to get the job done right, the ones who take pride in what they do and take the time to pass it on. This Father's Day, get your dad a gift he'll love. Like all new Vibe drinkware and accessories, 30% off. 25% off men's Carhartt Force gear. This power tool storage rack is just $22.99. And get a free qualifying attachment when you buy this Milwaukee trimmer and blower kit.
Find value at Glenn's Farm and Fleet.
Introducing Hardee's Blueberry Biscuits. Make summer mornings sweeter with the goodness of blueberries baked into Hardee's biscuits, drizzled in icing, served warm. Hardee's, goodness in the making.
Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions, your choice for quality, affordable windows, installed by our experienced team. Contact us or stop into our showroom today for your free estimate.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A new study shows the effects of internet addiction on teens' attention spans. Teens who spend lots of time on social media have complained of feeling like they can't pay attention to more important things like homework or time with loved ones. That experience is reflected in the findings of a new study published today in the journal PLOS Mental Health. It found that in teens with internet addiction, signaling between brain regions important for controlling attention and working memory was disrupted.
And a group of OpenAI insiders sounding the alarm about what they call serious risks posed by the technology. In an open letter posted today, the group of current and former AI company employees demanding more transparency about the risks of AI. While companies have acknowledged some of these, the group said they should be doing more to educate the public and put protective measures in place. They also want more protections for employees who come forward with concerns about the technology they're building. Many of the risks they are concerned about are not yet regulated.
Well, muggy today, but we do have some storms coming through this evening that's hopefully going to make for a cool down. Let's send it over to Greg for those details.
Yeah, definitely we're going to have cooler conditions coming for tomorrow, but that you'll really probably feel as we go into Thursday. But something to keep in mind of with the heavy rainfall coming through, we could have some localized flooding. That's like in areas of poor drainage, urban areas that could see some of that. We've seen some reports of over 2 inches with this line, so that's something to keep concerned. Won't be a widespread flash flooding, but definitely a concern also. Less humid on Wednesday, but we do still have some storms for Wednesday afternoon. The morning looks more sunshine. Here's that line coming through, and once again, you see up towards Buffalo County, some of those areas are reported over 2 inches with this. It's just getting into Eau Claire, just hitting La Crosse here. It is weakening a little bit, so the rain amounts will probably be lessened, and it'll probably be another hour or so towards it gets to Prairie du Chien, but it is beginning to lift north and then eventually turn into more just general light rain, and that's what the tracker shows here. Once it kind of comes through 11 p.m., it then kind of sits and you see more of a spin up here, but overall becomes just a general light rain that continues at least through about 3 to 4 a.m. for some areas. In fact, up towards Ladysmith, those areas, they could see it all the way through 5 or 6. By the time you wake up, morning commute, starting to see clearing skies. You'll see that west wind starting to pick up a little bit cooler. The dew point will start falling back down, so not as humid. Plenty of sunshine in the morning, but then with the daytime heating, and we got another little wave up to the north that's going to start developing some thunderstorms probably west of Eau Claire by the time we get to about 2 or 3 in the afternoon. And then as we get further down, we might see this extend all the way down to I-90. but really the coverage is probably going to be better as you go further north, at least through 5 p.m. And then as we get towards the evening commute, scattered showers and thunderstorms across most of the area. This will continue through the evening with that wind too. Not expecting to see any strong or severe storms with this, but given that the winds flow and where it's going, we could see maybe a strong wind gusts in the 40-mile-per-hour range. But once it goes through, we should start seeing decreasing activity past sunset. That'll lead to more clearing skies overnight, but the wind's going to start picking up tomorrow too. Thursday looks overall cloud cover in the afternoon. Not expecting any precipitation, but with that cloud cover, the wind also is going to start picking up, and that'll probably be the bigger story going to Thursday, is that northwest or west wind behind the low that'll be situated up to the north. So it's going to be quite chilly, and then as we go through Thursday night into Friday morning, Friday, not as windy, but still that breezy conditions out there with that northwest wind. So that will keep the temperatures down through the last couple days. Winds for tomorrow, probably in that 15, maybe 20-mile-per-hour range, especially further west. Then as we go into Thursday, that's when it picks up even stronger. We're expecting winds potentially getting up into that 20 to 25 range in the afternoon through the evening. It'll continue a little bit overnight, but decrease. So it'll be quite windy, and these are sustained winds. We might see some gusts that could approach 40 in certain areas come Thursday afternoon. So that's going to be the bigger story. But for tonight, we're going to see that wet conditions all the way throughout most of the night. Potentially some little heavy rainfall initially, then turning into some light rain. We'll see some clearing towards the morning. Tomorrow we'll have more storms potentially in the afternoon. And then it gets windy on Thursday. And notice we'll struggle to get to 70, which is many degrees below average. And then it does improve for Friday. And then it's quiet for most of the rest of the period, really, with average temperatures, too.
You can go on vacation.
Yeah, right. You're never
you
going
joke,
on
don't you?
vacation.
I sure do.
I'm always here.
Thank you, Greg. Hey, coming up next in sports, swinging for a spot in the state tournament. 4 of our area squads found themselves just 1 win away from Appleton this afternoon. Rangers looking to get there for the first time in 17 years. Rob's up next.
News 8 Now Sports is brought to you by Ho Chunk Gaming Wisconsin, with 6 locations of fun.
It's Kubota Orange Days. Shop the year's biggest selection of Kubota equipment and get 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships in Menominee, Baldwin, Osseo, and Arcadia.
Don't believe Tammy Baldwin's TV ads. Believe her record. Baldwin voted against $800 million for narcotic detection at our border. She voted against more Border Patrol agents, against tougher sentences for drug traffickers here illegally. No wonder overdose deaths have skyrocketed on Baldwin's watch, with cartel activity right here in Wisconsin. Two-faced Tammy, a hypocrite we can't trust. Fix Washington PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's not very often a fella gets to offer the best products in the marketplace at a price lower than most others. When I look at this beautiful showroom, when I consider the quality of our products and the team of 80 exceptional professionals, we should be higher priced, but we're not. If you have any doubts for your next home improvement project, you should contact the Board Store today. It's not all the sales and discounts, it's the bottom line that counts, and you'll get no better bottom line than at the Board Store Home Improvements.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Indoor-outdoor carpet is stain-resistant and easy to install, making it the perfect choice for decks, patios, or sunrooms. Status indoor-outdoor carpet is only 49 cents per square foot after rebate. Let the fresh air into your home with a Larson Storm Door. This split-view storm door lets in natural light while providing easy ventilation. Get it for $344.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
It's Kubota Orange Days. Shop the year's biggest selection of Kubota equipment and get 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,300 off select compact tractors.
Visit any of your local Johnson Tractor dealerships in Menominee, Baldwin, Osseo, and Arcadia.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports.
The Logan baseball team began the day 2 wins away from its first state title appearance since 2007. Rangers took care of business in the sectional semis. They were looking to punch their ticket to the state tourney in the sectional final. Let's go to Baldwin. Logan taking on Medford for a spot in the state tournament. Medford would score in the top of the first, but the Rangers respond. Bradley Check sends one high and deep to center. Ground rule double for Czech. Logan ties the game at 1. Fourth inning now. Medford leading 3-2, but with the man on, Nick Jolly sends one right back up the middle. Run comes in a score. We're tied at 3. And the Logan offense not slowing down. This time Preston Elston rips one out to left. That one bounces over the wall for a ground rule double. Rangers score 6 unanswered, take a 7-3 lead. Then in the 7th, Medford down to its final out. Pop fly in the infield. Tyler Rumsey makes the catch. Ball game. For the first time in 17 years, Logan is headed back to the state tournament. 7-5 the final, a dream come true for the Rangers.
Oh my goodness, it's all a blur. It was just what I've been waiting for my entire high school career, all 4 years. It just paid off right now, and that's just a great thing to celebrate with my friends, my best friends in the world. So it was amazing.
You know, it's crazy. We've worked all season for this, so that final out's breathtaking. It's wild.
Wild is right. Rangers are state bound for the first time since 2007. They'll be looking for their first state title since 2001. Let's go to D3. Viroqua and Aquinas squaring off in Prairie du Chien. Blue Gold's going right to work. Eddie Peters goes back up the box for a base hit. Cullen Sackman scores. It's 1-0. The Blue Gold's not done. Jacob Thornton lays down a beauty. Waylon Hargrove slides in just before the tag. Makes it 2-0 Aquinas. Blackhawks get one back in the 2nd. Jack Dahl grounds one to 3rd. That's good enough for an RBI. Matt Weston cuts the deficit in half. But the Blue Golds blow it open in the 2nd. Bases full for Tanner Peterson. He drills one to the gap in right center. All 3 runs score. It's 6-1 Aquinas. Blue Golds move on to the sectional final as they get the win 12-2. Aquinas facing New Glarus in the sectional final. Pick action up in the 4th. Blue Golds, Cullen Swanson. Base knock to left. 1 run comes in. Aquinas goes up by 3. Same inning. Runners in scoring position for Johnny Dietz. Check out the wheels on the freshman. He beats the throw to first. That brings in another run. Blue Gold's now up by 4. Aquinas keeps pouring it on. Kyle White flies one out to left. Another runner crosses the dish. Blue Golds now go up by 5. Jump to the 7th now. Blue Gold's Jacob Thornton collects a base hit to left. Aquinas adding to its lead. Blue Golds are going back to state for the 2nd straight season as they get the win over New Glarus 9-3. That brings us to D4, sectional final. Oliva Strum squaring off with Royal. Cardinals up 1-0 in the 5th. Panthers threatening. Carter Upna strikes out. The catcher throws down a 2nd, but Tyrus Wiles bolts from 3rd, slides in safely to tie the game. Cards with some life in the bottom of the frame now. Pitch, it's going to go in the dirt. Noah Martinson trying to score from 3rd, but Tucker Wilds flips to Seth Brandow for the out at the plate. We're still tied at 1. Wilds at the dish now with the bases juiced. Nobody out, sends a fly ball to left. Ty Felstead makes the catch, comes up gunning. Jet Bender tagging up, but the throw is right on the money. Double play, Cards get out of a jam. Bottom 7 now. Oliva Strum with ducks on the pond. Martinson with the floater to center field. Runners had to hold to make sure it dropped. Ball is bobbled on the force out. Carter Gunderson scores the walk-off run, and Oliva Strum is heading to state for the first time in school history. Cardinals knock off Royal 2-1 the final. What a day of high school baseball. 3 teams heading to state next week. We got Logan for the first time in 17 years. D3 Aquinas for the 2nd straight year, and Oliva Strum first time in school history.
Awesome. Wow. They've been putting together a really strong season. They were ranked pretty high earlier on, beat Bangor earlier in the playoffs.
Sure did.
It's a magical run.
Sure. Cinderella Cardinals. We'll see if they can get it done.
Yeah. Thanks, Rob.
Okay, we'll have more news after this.
How much was I paying a month for insulin?
$185.
$300.
$400. I never expected anyone to do something about it. But then Tammy Baldwin did.
She stood up to the drug companies and wrote a law capping the cost of insulin.
Thanks to Tammy, now it just costs $35 a month. She made a huge difference for so many of us.
She lifted a weight off all our shoulders.
I'm Tammy Baldwin, and I approve this message.
Make some waves with Ultra Summer Cash Splash. Open a new Live Your Life spend account before June 22nd and get a $50 bonus. No minimum balance, no monthly fees. Just make 20 debit card purchases within 60 days of opening your account and watch that $50 bonus fill your wallet. Plus, with cash back rewards, every purchase makes a splash. Don't miss out on the ultimate summer bonus. Open to ages 10 to 23. Open your account online today or at any Ultra office. Ultra Federal Credit Union, helping you live your best life. Federally insured by NCUA.
At River Valley Remodelers, we know that the bathroom is the most personal space in your house. That's why we don't come in with preconceived ideas or cookie-cutter installs. We'll sit down and talk with you about your needs and dreams. Whether it's a tub or shower or an entire bathroom design, we'll take the time to talk with you and get things just the way you want it. For a limited time, get a free shower door or a color upgrade with your shower purchase. So let's talk about the most personal room in your house. River Valley Remodelers. Improve your home, build our community.
At Sealands Carpetland, your family comes first. We're more than just a flooring store. We're your partners in creating a home that lasts a lifetime. Discover a world of comfort and durability with our huge selection. Whether it's cozy carpeting for your living room, timeless hardwood for a classic touch, or versatile tiles that stand up to the hustle and bustle of family life. Sealands Carpetland in Coon Valley. Our #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
What do we think? Burglary gone wrong? More like a chilling spree.
You see it all too often. When you don't take care and maintain your system, it's all too easy for problems to pop up when you need it the most.
It's hard to stay cool under pressure. Proper service and maintenance is worth its weight in the cold. I'm not a fan of having problems. What can you do?
Call G&T as soon as humanly possible.
Don't lose your cool this summer. Call G&T Heating and Air Conditioning today.
You expect more, so thank you for watching News 8 Now.
The owner of the world's largest fossilized poop collection has opened a museum in Arizona.
It's called the Pooseum.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, get this. Visitors get free access to about 8,000 pieces in George Franson's collection.
That includes the largest fossilized poo by a carnivorous animal, which is more than 26 inches by 6 inches. It likely came from a Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Man, where's Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park when you need him? There are also several pieces with teeth inside them or bite marks on their surface.
Franson created the Pooseum after realizing his offerings were not often displayed in mainstream places.
No kidding.
Okay.
George, you're an interesting one.
No kidding. All right, Greg, we'll have one final look at your forecast when we come back.
Working with Maxwell White was amazing. They were professional, answered all of my questions.
I give Maxwell White my highest possible recommendation.
Maxwell White did a fabulous job on our shower. 5-star plumbing service done right.
Here's to the farm and fleet dads, the ones who work hard and get the job done right, the ones who take pride in what they do and take the time to pass it on. This Father's Day, get your dad a gift he'll love. Like men's Ariat t-shirts, buy 2, get 1 free. 3M Digital WorkTunes hearing protection, only $49.99. 8 packs of Energizer AA or AAA batteries, $6.99. Plus, a Blaine's gift card makes the perfect Father's Day gift.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
You made a cow.
Actually, it's a piggy bank. My inspiration to start saving.
How about a more solid way to save?
I'm listening.
Well, BMO helps get your savings habit into shape with a cash reward every month you save.
Cash reward?
And there's a cash bonus when you open a new checking account to get you started.
Wow. Anything you can't do?
Mugs.
When patients want to address their smoking or vaping, doctors refer them to smokefree.gov for free help. Chat online with an expert. Build your plan to address smoking, vaping, or chewing tobacco. Sign up for free texts from people like you. Doctors know they go at your pace. Visit smokefree.gov. That's smokefree.gov. Smokefree.gov.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
Maxwell White celebrates servicing the La Crosse Coulee region for 30 years. Much has changed, but not our commitment to you. Providing local, honest, and quality plumbing repairs and solutions. That's Maxwell White. Plumbing done right.
There's your line that's coming through right now. I think it's going to be maybe localized flooding, and that could be in poor drainage areas with the amount of rain that could be coming through. Otherwise, tomorrow it's really going to be pretty good until the afternoon. Then we'll have more showers or storms coming through, cooler, and then the winds pick up for Thursday, and that'll be probably the bigger story that we'll go through is the cooler temps, less humidity too.
I'll take the relief from the humidity
Yeah, that sounds
for
good.
sure.
We'll take 2 of those.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you tomorrow.